chosen one, the waiting is over. Your recent action was so powerful that God has officially released a miracle for you. You are not reading these words by chance. A higher intelligence guided you here to deliver the exact confirmation your soul has been craving. I know how exhausted you are from doing the right thing when everything went wrong. I know the silent tears you shed, wondering if your integrity even mattered. But listen to me carefully. That difficult move you made recently, when you chose peace over retaliation, when you surrendered control instead of forcing an outcome, sent a shockwave through the spiritual realm. Most people would have become bitter, but you chose to heal. That single decision proved you are ready for the weight of the blessing. The delay was never a punishment, it was preparation. And now the heavens are reorganizing to overpay you for your quiet sacrifice. You made the hardest move. Now it is time to watch God make the final one. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because by the time we finish, you will understand exactly why your recent silence was your greatest weapon, and I will show you a specific tool to protect the miracle that is arriving. And at the end, we will seal this with an activation. If you felt a shift in your spirit just now, go to the comments and type, "I trust the timing," to anchor that feeling. Let me show you exactly what is happening in your life right now. Notice the unusual exhaustion sitting deep in your bones, a tiredness that sleep cannot seem to fix. Notice the strange detachment you have suddenly felt toward the drama and chaos that used to completely trigger you. Notice the sudden, overwhelming urge to just be quiet, to pull away from the noise, and to retreat into your own space. The first sign that the miracle is in motion is a sudden emotional wave of peace right in the middle of the storm. You are currently facing situations, financial pressures, or relationship shifts that would have caused you massive anxiety just a year ago. But right now, instead of spiraling into fear, you feel a strange, unexplainable calmness settling over your mind. It is a peace that makes no logical sense given your circumstances. The second sign is a complete detachment from needing to prove that you are right. For so long you carried the burden of being misunderstood. You wanted to explain your heart, to make them see your intentions. But recently you have lost the desire to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You have stopped defending your character because you finally realize that the divine is your defender. The third sign is the occurrence of inexplicable synchronicity. Doors are closing in your face that make no logical sense. Friendships and connections that you thought were solid are ending abruptly. Schedules are shifting without your permission. This is not bad luck. This is the universe violently clearing your path to make room for the new provision. Heaven is removing the people and situations that cannot come with you into your next chapter. The fourth sign is the 3 a.m. wake. You are waking up in the middle of the night, specifically around 3 or 4 in the morning. But you are not waking up with a racing heart of panic or anxiety. You are waking up with a deep, profound stillness. The house is quiet and your mind is clear. This is happening because your body is processing the massive energetic shift before your conscious mind even realizes it. What felt like isolation to you during these past few months was actually insulation. You were not being pushed away or forgotten. You were being hidden to be healed. You were being protected from the frequencies that would have drained the miracle before it even arrived. And that brings us to the physical symptom proving this shift. The physical symptom is exactly that sudden, inexplicable peace you feel when everything around you says you should be panicking. It is a lightness in your chest where heavy anxiety used to live. But what was actually happening during that long, painful delay before this peace finally arrived? I need to pause here for a moment. I am naming this early because I do not want to build mystery just to sell you something at the end. Let me be transparent right now so you can decide whether to stay for the full picture. You are experiencing a massive frequency shift right now, and maintaining this new level of peace requires immense neural energy. When your brain is constantly fighting off the old survival programming, it drains you. A tool exists specifically for this exact transition to help your mind hold the new frequency. Dr. Robert Lake created something called the Genius Song. It uses specific brain entrainment audio to reactivate your dormant gamma frequency, the exact frequency of divine connection and miracles validated by researchers at MIT and other leading institutions. If your spirit already tells you this is the tool you need for your next season, the link is in the description and pinned comment below. But please do not rush. Stay for the full message to truly understand the magnitude of what God is building inside of you right now. For those staying with me, let us look at the wilderness you just survived. Imagine yourself sitting alone in your room late at night. The glow of your phone illuminates your face in the darkness. You have typed out an angry text, a perfect defense, a message that would finally prove your point and show them exactly how much they hurt you. You can feel the tight, heavy physical tension sitting right in the center of your chest. Your heart is beating fast, demanding justice. But instead of pressing send, you close your eyes. You take a slow, deep breath, and you delete every single word one by one. You choose to carry the unfairness in silence. That moment right there is exactly why the delay had to happen. The miracle that is coming to you could not be handed to the old version of you. The old version of you would have reacted out of emotion, fought back out of pride, and disrupted the divine timing. The delay was never about denying you the blessing. It was entirely about forming the character required to sustain the blessing once it arrives. Let me tell you a story that perfectly mirrors exactly what you just did. Look at the life of David in the ancient texts. Long before he was a king, he was a man running for his life in the wilderness, hiding in the absolute pitch black of a cave from Saul, the very man who wanted to destroy him and take his life. Imagine the tension in that damp, dark space. Suddenly, Saul wanders into the exact same cave where David is hiding, completely unaware. David has the perfect opportunity for revenge. It is the logical move. Everyone around him, his closest loyal men, are whispering in the darkness, telling him to strike, telling him that God has finally delivered his enemy into his hands. But David chooses the high road. Ignores his ego. He simply cuts a piece of Saul's robe and lets him walk away completely unharmed. That single action of extreme emotional restraint is what proved to heaven that David was finally ready for the throne. He proved he could handle ultimate power without letting his ego corrupt it. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was your anointing being tested. When you walked away from that conflict, when you refused to engage with toxicity, you were passing the exact same test. That is exactly what was happening during the delay. The delay was never a denial of your blessing, it was intense character formation. Remember the miracle I mentioned at the beginning of this message. Here is how it manifests in your reality. If you finally understand your waiting season, go to the comments right now and type "I see it." You are about to see a massive divine reorganization in two specific areas of your life. First, your relationships. People who constantly drain your energy, those who demand access to you but never offer peace, are being divinely blocked from your inner circle. You will notice their texts stopping, their presence fading away without any dramatic fight. Do not mourn this exit. Second, your provision. Opportunities that finally match your new elevated frequency are making their way to you. To sustain this new level, you need a practice. I call it the 30-second interrupt. When doubt hits you, or when someone tries to trigger you, do not react. Intentionally delay your reaction for 30 seconds. You do not need to move a single muscle. Right where you are sitting or lying down, just draw a deep breath and hold the stillness in your mind. In that exact 30-second window, you let the Holy Spirit speak over your ego. You let divine wisdom override your basic survival instinct. But there is one thing that can sabotage this incoming miracle. Before I show you the exact mechanism to protect your mind, because I promised I would show you, there is one more thing I need to reveal about how your brain handles spiritual shifts. And this one changes everything. Let me pause and put this in plain words. Here is what you now know. Your delay was not a punishment, but a neurological and spiritual requirement to build emotional regulation. The tool I gave you, the 30-second interrupt, gives you a specific action to stop cortisol spikes when triggered. And the identity connecting this you are a cycle breaker whose nervous system is finally returning to its God-given baseline. In a lab in Cambridge, researchers documented something fascinating about the human mind. The brain state required to sustain this level of miraculous alignment without burning out is known as the gamma frequency. When you were a child, your gamma waves were highly active, which is why you learned quickly, felt deeply, and trusted your pure intuition. But modern life, chronic stress, and constant survival mode cause what scientists call the decline effect. Your gamma frequency goes completely dormant. Remember earlier when I mentioned the genius song? Let us look at why it matters now. Dr. Lake designed a sequence of restoration protocols to fix this exact issue. Today reveals Phase 1. This is not just another meditation track or positive thinking audio that requires you to sit in silence for hours hoping for the best. This is measured by EEG machines. It uses specific targeted brain entrainment frequencies to externally stimulate your dormant gamma waves back to life. I would never disrespect your financial situation. I know how hard you have worked for what you have, and I know how many things demand your attention. But I want you to compare this. People spend $15 every single month on app subscriptions that only help them fall asleep, or hundreds of dollars on therapy sessions that do not target the gamma frequency specifically. Dr. Lake condensed 34 years of neurological technology into a single 7-minute audio track for a one-time investment of $39, no hidden subscriptions. And when you access it today, you also receive 4 additional bonuses, including the Genius Child Track and guided visualizations worth $80 in total, completely free. And there is absolutely zero risk. You have a full 90 days to experience this shift. If you do not feel the change, simply email for a full refund. And Dr. Lake insists that you keep the $80 in bonuses as an apology for your time. The only risk is doing nothing. Every single day your gamma frequency remains dormant is a day you are living below your God-given potential. The cost of waiting is simply too high when your miracle is standing right at the door. Take a slow, deep breath right now. This is not about a transaction. This is about deciding if you are ready to reclaim the identity you were born with. One vital thing I must tell you. Because of its massive effectiveness, there are counterfeit versions appearing online that are just regular audio with no brain entrainment technology. To protect yourself and ensure you get the genuine technology with all 4 bonuses and the guarantee, you must only access it through the official link provided in the description and the pinned comment below this video. If you feel led, if your spirit confirms this is your exact next step, the door is open for you right now. Take a breath. Now let us talk about the final hurdle. You have survived the delay, you have passed the character test, and you know the exact tools to protect your energy. But as this massive transition approaches, your mind is going to play one final trick on you. It is the doubt pattern. It is the fear of actual success. Right now, deep down, a quiet voice might be whispering, what if it is a trick? What if it does not last? What if I finally get the miracle and I somehow mess it up? Listen to me carefully. That fear is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that you understand the weight of the blessing. People who are reckless do not worry about ruining things. Only those who truly value the gift are terrified of mishandling it. Earlier I told you, there is one thing that can sabotage this incoming miracle. It is not an external enemy. It is not a jealous friend or a toxic co-worker. The only thing that can sabotage this is you rejecting it out of fear. It is your own self-sabotage trying to pull you back into the familiar comfort of disappointment because you have been disappointed for so long that it feels safe. If you are ready to stop blocking your own blessing, go to the comments right now and type, "I release the fear," to let go of that self-sabotage forever. Let me share a story with you about a man who was facing the total collapse of his career. 9 months ago, everything he had built was crumbling. A major contract was suddenly cancelled, and his reputation was being attacked unfairly. His instinct was to fight back, to scream his truth, and to forcefully fix it. Instead, He chose strategic silence. He stepped away, aligned his frequency, and focused on his own spiritual healing. He did not defend himself. On day 38 of that silent period, a company he had never even contacted called him out of the blue. They offered him a massive contract that was exactly double what he had originally lost. He proved himself in silence before he promoted himself in public. Look at the ancient text in Psalm 13 verse 6. It talks about God dealing bountifully with us. Most people read that and think it just means being rewarded. But in the original Hebrew, the word used there is gamal. Gamal does not just mean to restore what was taken. It does not mean breaking even. It means to deal completely bountifully and to overpay. It is as if a court finds a thief guilty and forces them to pay you $500 for the $100 they stole. God is not just giving you back the time, the energy, and the peace that the wrong people took from you. God is overpaying you for your pain. And this brings us to who you really are. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one who ends generational patterns of trauma simply by refusing to react the way your ancestors did. You are the light bearer carrying illumination into spaces that have forgotten what light looks like. At the very beginning of this message, I promised to tell you exactly what your recent action unlocked. The miracle you unlocked was not just an open door. It was the complete revelation of your true identity. You have finally realized who you are, and the universe is responding to that realization. You are ready. We are going to seal this right now. I want you to do a mental activation with me. You do not need to move your physical body. Right where you are in your mind, stand up. Imagine yourself stepping forward, opening a heavy door, and walking into a massive bright room where absolutely everything you lost has been fully restored and multiplied. Feel the atmosphere in that room. Feel the absolute safety. We pause right now to acknowledge the heavy weight you have been carrying for so many years. We honor the silent tears, the lonely nights, and the exhaustion of always having to be the strong one. Now draw one single deep breath into your lungs. Hold it for a second, and exhale, completely releasing the entire waiting season from your body. Let it all go. It is finished. Now declare this over your life with absolute conviction. I am stepping into my miracle. I am overpaid for my pain. I am ready to carry the weight of my divine purpose. And so it is. When destiny's embrace reveals itself in your next season, you will simply know. If you receive this activation in your spirit today, type, I am ready with the force of a lion in the comments. You are not leaving a video right now. You are leaving an entire season of your life behind you. If this message brought you the exact confirmation you were praying for, let your like on this video be your amen without words. Let it send this light to another chosen one who needs hope tonight. Stay connected with this space. Subscribe so that the next words being prepared for your specific journey can find you when the time is right. For those who felt a strong calling to the audio technology we discussed earlier, the Genius song, you will find the link waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment. Investigate it only if your spirit leads you to do so. And finally, if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who has been unusually quiet lately, someone who looks fine on the outside, but you know they are carrying a heavy weight they cannot explain, send this directly to them, right now. Do not hesitate. It might be the exact answered prayer they have been waiting for.